Hello, and welcome back for part 3 of the Von Carstein Lord and Hero Only campaign, where we just took out our first more or less full stack of Empire troops from Averland and picked up a couple magic items. Also grabbed a blood kiss, which is nice, so the army was led by the Averland faction leader, so we can now unlock one of these bloodline, or awaken one of these bloodline lords. Let's just have a quick check. I can't imagine any of these are better than a discount on hero upkeep. Yeah, it's definitely got to be the Lamian one. We'll have a think about the later points, but that upkeep minus 50% for all heroes is so big that, yeah, we want to start here. So let's see, we're at 475 right now, let's see what that changes to. 1225, wow. Huh, I'm amazed the difference is so big. So let's see, that was... sorry, arithmetic is failing me here. So 525, that's 750 difference?
All shall know me and tremble.
Okay, that's, well, I'm not sure quite how that's being calculated with the supply lines, but in any case, it's obviously a huge difference, which is fantastic for making more money to build, you know, develop settlements, or I guess now recruit more heroes. So the thing we have to decide here is what to do about this other army.
Not likely.
So this is a full stack of 20, whereas the Averland army, I believe, was 17. They are also in forced march, which is a big part of the incentive to attack them now. I wonder what this last unit is. It's a very similar composition, except their infantry is a bit less experienced, which is, you know, slightly good for us. They have crossbowmen instead of archers, which is surely bad though, because of the extra armor piercing. Yeah, I must admit I didn't anticipate the early game Empire stacks. By Empire I mean, you know, any of the Empire factions, not... yeah, I guess I say Empire a bit loosely. I'm not really talking about only Reichland. But yeah, I didn't expect the early stacks to have so many missile troops. So, I mean, what am I going to do if I'm not launching the attack? Because they can just march in and take the fort. I've got 2 units of zombies, 2 units of skeleton warriors, and some fellbats in the fort. But even, you know, even trying to fight the battle at the fort, hoping they attack me, like, the fact that they won't be on forced march is more of a difference than the addition of these 5, you know, very low tier units that are not going to be able to stand up to their swordsmen in melee at all. Now, I guess the other question is whether there's any possibility I get attacked over the end turn, because I'm going to use more or less all my movement making this attack. I guess I probably could force march out of territory back into friendly territory to not take more attrition damage for the end of the turn. But is there any chances any other armies up here? So let's look at their strength for a second.
So,
I guess it's a little hard to tell from this exactly what else they might have. There's no military presence in those. Yeah, so there's these 3 regions plus the moot. We can see that there's no troops in the moot, and there's no military presence here. So if they do have another army, it would have also moved out. I don't think they can have much of another army though. Yeah. I think on their next turn it could be at most half a stack. And I'm not concerned about being attacked by that over the end turn. So I think this is all adding up to wanting to just make this attack right now. Let's just have a quick look at how much movement everyone has left. Okay, so you have the least movement. Oh, Isabella has this movement. So let's have Isabella launch the attack.
My bloodline calls.
This guy can stand over here.
Night march.
Yeah. Then Vlad
Carstein. The world will drown in blood.
stand here. Okay, he's actually on the just on the edge of the being out of our territory. So obviously, you know, there's no vampiric corruption over here, whereas there is in our region here. So after the battle, he can just step across the border. Yeah, and that positioning's fine.
My bloodline calls.
And then this guy needs to get to here, say. Okay, that looks good. Yeah. So let's do these level ups. This is an interesting skill, but I believe it doesn't help me at all because I don't have units that gain from, you know, benefit from gaining experience. So I guess I talked myself into going down the blue line with the generic Vampire Lords to get to this Necrarch ability. I guess that's a little greedy, in the sense that if I want more immediate power for fighting, I should focus on the skills up here. Also for Vlad. My characters are still very strong, but we took quite a bit of damage in that last battle. I'm a bit concerned that if we get a low roll on the Winds of Magic, we could struggle a bit in this fight, just because of not being able to get everyone patched up.
King of Darkness.
So who do I have level ups on? All 4 of Isabella's crew and Vlad. Okay. Alright, let's maybe do these level ups first, because I think this is clear what I want to do. Yeah, so evasion is both what I want to do in terms of getting up towards the high tier magic and adds to melee defense, which is nice as well. These vampire heroes are kind of my most valuable units. I really don't want to lose them. If Vlad or Isabella get wounded, it's not ideal, but it's not a disaster. If the White King gets killed, it's not such a big deal. Losing these vampires that I've been starting to build levels on when I can't replace them is, like, that would be the issue. And the generic Vampire Lords, yeah, having them killed again isn't ideal, but isn't so bad either. So yeah, the extra melee defense on my 2 vampire heroes is really nice. Okay, I'm going to take the option that I think might prove a little kind of the greedier option and go for the blue line with Vlad too. These things do still benefit me, just not as much as combat stats. I still feel that the combat stats here are a bit incremental, so giving Vlad more armor, I think the majority of damage he'll be taking is probably armor piercing damage anyway. I'm not 100% sure on that, I guess. And Isabella... yeah, so I want to work towards evasion here. I'm not going to take the hunger on Isabella. She has the best melee defense of all my characters. I'm just not too concerned about her well-being. Yeah, so I take Raise Dead here, and then I can just choose... I need to choose one of these other 2 spells. I guess I'm inclined to take Gaze in the Gash, because I do already know this spell. This is just upgrading it. But Raise Dead for now. I don't think... yeah, Raise Dead probably isn't so useful against these armies as I've been saying, but I guess I might find a use for it. So another +4 melee defense. Yeah, I think that's good. He does have the White King actually has decent block with his shield, so like the reason to take armor over melee defense would be also helping him against missile fire, but he's actually the best character at resisting that already, so stick to melee defense. And yeah, all my items I picked up were equipped, and I'll just at the start of the battle, I'll figure out who has what. So yeah, still scroll shielding, and that one. Okay. Okay. I think this battle should be doable. Oh wow. I did not expect those odds to be so against us. Not sure what their missing unit was. I think it might have been an extra unit of swordsmen or spearmen. This is really funny because I feel like the odds were, I'd say, like 55-45 in my favor, or you know, give or take, for the first battle. And this doesn't seem so different to me. Okay, Banner of Eternal Flame. I should put that on somebody. It's going to effectively buff the base weapon damage of all my characters. That's pretty powerful. I don't believe it really matters too much who I put it on. I'll just stick it on Isabella herself, I guess. I can imagine that this is being partly affected by the fact that we're coming in injured, and we can heal some of that. I mean, I've committed to this now. I can't not fight it, and all my reinforcements are in position. It's not like I'm missing a vampire somehow. Yeah, just have to try and win, I think. I wonder if there could be some temporary buff that either their, you know, this Empire faction randomly got, or that their general somehow has that makes them stronger. They don't have the mortars, but of course the balance of power is not going to reflect the fact that the mortars actually helped, you know, me more than the enemy. Okay, this is a decent roll. They're deploying up on this hill. That sounds... well, that looks fine. I guess the crossbowmen rather than archers is possibly what's swinging the balance of power. Anyway. Yeah, I can't do anything about it now. I like this rock outcrop with the skull. It's kind of cool. Alright, let's go ahead and start the battle and get the reinforcements in. I'm assuming that the enemy are not going to come towards us here, so we can do a little healing. So, yeah, dropping down an AoE Invocation of Nehek. So I checked after last time and it's 12... yeah, it's 12 Winter Magic for the upgraded Nehek, but it's more than twice as good, right, because it heals 4 characters at once. So there is a chance of miscasting and hurting Isabella, but that's still worth the risk. So let's just get our most wounded characters together. So Vlad, Isabella, and the 2 vampire heroes will get the AoE heal. And we should still have enough magic to cast the Neheks during the battle. Alright, so now Wulfric has Scroll of Leeching. That's not useful, they don't have any magic. But he has the Crown of Command. Yeah, so this I should definitely be making use of whenever someone's leadership gets low. Isabella has a potion that makes her unbreakable, but only her. She has the Fear Scroll, and this guy has the Damage Resistance Scroll. Okay, and that's a one-shot use. Yeah. Okay, well Isabella did miscast that, but the healing more than made up for it. She basically healed back to full anyway. Okay. So what is the plan? I could possibly have one of my heroes run back and forth and waste the ammo of the crossbowmen. I think, from the point of view of maximising my chance to win, I probably should do that, but I also don't want to do that. It's kind of, yeah, it's pretty unrealistic to me that single entities can actually dodge arrows and crossbow shots in mid-flight. Like, it's because the projectile velocity is too slow, just unrealistically slow in this game. So I don't really like taking advantage of that, because I don't think it makes any sense. So I think my strategy is just to get into combat with one of their melee units and, you know, basically fight all of their melee troops and hopefully destroy most of their army before I have a hero or lord actually killed or wounded by the missile fire, but we'll have to just see how it goes. One thing about being slightly higher rank in the future is I can start to put my characters on mounts, which does have downsides, like being weaker against spearmen and just generally having more characters able to hit you at once, but it definitely has the advantage of running, you know, being able to run down the crossbowmen, keep them in combat, not get kited around. So I can imagine definitely putting the White King on a horse would be good, or a Nightmare, whatever it's called.
Lord of the Dead.
Okay, let's just let everyone recover. Fatigue for a second. Yeah, not sure which side of this formation I want to go on first. Maybe this side because it's closer to the trees. Yeah, the halberdiers are also a stronger unit than spearmen.
Night has fallen.
I imagine the pistoliers are going to come harass us soon. Like in the first battle, there's nothing I can do about that. I just need to get into melee, I think.
Quickly!
Yeah, they're just going to kind of swing their formation around. It's unfortunate that my troops move at different speeds here.
Quickly!
Poor White King's lagging behind, and the Vampire with this swiftness trait, or whatever it's called, has extra movement.
Swiftly! Quickly!
Yeah, there comes a crossbowman. Alright, we just need to try and close as fast as we possibly can then. At least the crossbowmen aren't handgunners. I think the handgunners are the best Empire missile units against high armor targets. Wow, they're really doing a much better job of kind of kiting us around. Alright, well this crossbowman unit's engaging in melee, at least that's good. So now my vampires with the hunger trait are at least regenerating. I think I'll wait a little while, then drop down AoE heal. Just trying to wait until 4 characters can make the benefit from it. Yeah, I don't need it just yet. Okay, stay in combat. Leadership's doing alright. Where's their general? Oh, I should have kept a closer eye on that. Oh, he's right in combat with us, okay. Drop this down. Try and kill him off. Yeah, don't need credit command just yet, although Vlad's having a bit of leadership trouble by the looks of it. Guess I should use this on a swordsman unit. Oops, not this, that. I think all my characters, or more or less all my characters, can reach their general at least, get some attacks on him. Okay, I think I want to just drop this protection scroll down on my vampires, taking a bit of damage. Okay, leadership's... Yeah, she's having leadership issues. Okay, she needs a kind of command. I really don't want to be losing hit points due to like leadership getting low and starting to disintegrate. That's the concern there. I think this is going alright though. Let's overcast another invocation. I know I'm not making the most use of the healing because it's only really hitting 3 of them, but I want... Yeah, it's still the most efficient use of my magic, just overcasting the invocation like that. I lost track of where the general was. I guess he broke and retreated, yes. Oh, he's actually shattered. I guess, well, okay, we can't exactly run him down, so... just have to let him go. How's Isabella's leadership? It's not great, let's just buffer with this. And maybe lower some enemy leadership, try and get them to break. Yeah, my vampire heroes are certainly, I think, taking most of the damage and having most leadership issues. Yeah, doesn't do anything. Probably just gonna get one more heal. I think we're gonna be fine in the melee. It's just again a question of the afterwards when all the crossbowmen and pistoliers start shooting at us again, whether I can keep everyone alive.
I thirst.
Yeah, she needs help. Her leadership's dropping, so kind of command on her again. Okay, looks like she rallied anyway. I think there's some chance I can actually get up to an overcast and a hex, so I won't drop a heal on Melissa unless she gets to half health, say. Okay, let's maybe try and focus on the missile troops in combat with us, just because if I can kill the missile troops in melee, it's just something I don't have to worry about later. They haven't fired into combat as much as in the first battle.
Bow before me.
See who's left in here. Right, I don't want you getting split off. We're not getting shot too much, at least, right now. Kind of be good to get... Yeah, let's try and get into combat with this crossbowman unit that's just standing here. No, they're going to retreat if we do that. Alright, never mind then. Yeah, you can see I'm reaching the maxing out the heal on some of my characters. I think, though, I do want to just wait and do another AoE heal. No. That vampire's having too much trouble. It's no use trying to get her to retreat, because if I got out of combat, she'd just be picked on by the missile units. I think the halberdiers are probably the strongest unit here. I think they had Silver Chevron experience too. Yeah, we're going to need to rout all of these units, then do quite a lot of damage to their missile troops before they actually get the army loss penalty, I think. They've all got lots of ammo left too, which is... like, that actually means that they're... you know, the ammo is part of what's counted for the balance of power. So I would have preferred them to just be shooting into the melee, also because they hit their own units. Yeah, I'm really concerned about these two vampire heroes.
All life must end.
Still, I mean, you can see, like, yeah, as I said in the earlier parts, the vampire lords, especially with the hunger ability, like Vlad and these two guys, are really not taking much damage. The White King's holding it well too. Might be okay here. I mean, I think we're winning the battle, it's just a question of, like, not wanting anyone to get wiped out.
All shall bow.
Yeah, I should have been paying a bit more attention to these abilities. We do want to get these combat debuffs down on everyone.
Attack!
Okay, they keep charging in with pistoliers, which
Death is coming.
is good for me, I think.
All will be over.
We need to just generate a chain route. Like, kill off these swordsmen, then just get into combat with the... oh, there's a Free Company militia unit here too. They definitely want them to die.
Attack. Fine.
Not doing too badly on leadership.
Isabella von Carstein.
Okay, there's a crossbowman unit that's wandered over into melee range. Nah, they're just retreated again. Oh no, they're coming back, yeah. I really want to focus on these missile units now because the swordsmen and halberdiers are very weak and there's not many of them left. The more crossbowmen I kill in melee, the fewer obviously can shoot at me in the last part of the battle.
Isabella.
Alright, we're just going to get one more Nahek. I just have to choose which of these vampires to heal. This one's almost done all of her healing. Okay, I think all I can do there is just try and use the Crown of Command to help her.
Isabella von Carstein.
Yeah, we need to be trying to get into combat with their
Queen
missile units here, because they're about to start shooting at us. Yep. Okay. Yeah, get into combat with these crossbowmen. It's really important to try and pin them down with melee. Okay, this vampire might need some help. She's on her own.
I ascend.
Vampire Lord!
Okay, this is not looking bad, I think. Okay, it's one crossbowman unit there and the rest are concentrated on this side, alright. Those crossbowmen are fleeing, good. Let's kill these crossbowmen. Pistoliers are coming into combat again, I'm fine with that.
Love eternal.
Yeah, we clearly have to try and run this way. This is where, this is where we're going to get kited and shot. Everyone has half health at least, though.
Kneel before your
Okay, I have the Crown of Command. Don't need to use it right now. Let's just use it on whoever's leadership fails first. Yeah, we are catching up to this unit. That's good. They don't have too many other missile units. The White King's getting a bit isolated, but he actually has a lot of health left. And he has his shield, so I kind of think having him at the back and maybe catching more bolts is fine. I'm going after this unit because they're at full strength, and wiping them out or routing them will make a big difference for the balance of power. Okay, Isabella's taking... I guess they're trying to focus Isabella with the missile fire, but I'm fine with that, I think. We shouldn't have to kill too much more before the army routes. Oh, that unit rallied, it's annoying.
Die.
Yeah, more or less on top of this unit now.
Quickly.
Yeah, the silly animations kind of make the characters stop rather than properly engaging in melee.
Love eternal.
Okay, one other nice thing about this is if we get completely separated off, I can actually possibly have my characters recover and not be so tired, because that's a big part of why the morale drops, is they're just exhausted from fighting for so long. Okay, I think we caught them well enough here. Ah, that's the army losses. Right, we did it. Awesome. Well, the balance of power before the battle was so far the other way, I was a little worried, but we have actually done fine here in the end. Getting that Crown of Command drop is huge.
His lady.
It's maybe one of the better magic items to get, just to stop leadership loss and the HP from being debilitated. Because everyone's still at half strength. I didn't have anyone like actually close to dying in the end. Okay, well there's no more healing I can do. Just end the battle. Wow, heroic victory, great. Very good from experience point of view. Okay, some extra loot. I've already got plenty of stacks of the murder captives. I think I just want more dark magic. Yeah. Okay, we picked up another blood kiss because that was the faction leader of Stirland. Great. So we can't move much more. I think the question is just what our plan is going forward over the next couple of turns. Let's just have a quick check of the military strength after that.
The Empire.
Yeah, so the numbers haven't been updated, but Stirland is actually even weaker than Averland.
Sigma's will.
I think I need to try and focus on one of the two and actually wipe them out. I can't, like, yeah, realistically I'm not going to be able to just take them out fast enough to stop them raising more armies, but if I don't go for either of them, then both of them will be able to raise more armies. And they're probably getting stronger. Well, maybe they're not getting stronger faster than me. Certainly it's the case that they both have major settlements that'll eventually get up to tier 3, tier 4 and start producing better units, although the more battles I fight, obviously my heroes keep getting stronger too, so I'm not sure we're on too much of a clock, but yeah. So I'm inclined to go after Averland because they only have 2 settlements. And they're more in the south here, whereas I'm pretty sure if I go after Stirland, I'll just end up in contact with Reichland, which I want to delay as long as possible. So maybe next turn I take the Moot, and then the turn after I try and get down towards Grenstadt. That has the benefit of also staying in this region in case the dwarves try and pull something. I'm really hoping they just leave now they're at war with another faction, but yeah, we'll just have to see.
My will alone.
Okay. So, casualty replenishment rate, I don't think we actually need. Attrition, nah. So I want all my vampires eventually to have 3 points in this, because as I mentioned, that 3rd point gives the extra... Oh, excuse me, it's the 2nd point that gives the hero capacity. Well, hero recruitment cost down is also not irrelevant here, so let's stick a point in that.
Isabella.
Yeah, Van Hal's Dance Macabre just isn't that important. We already have plenty of melee attack and speed. I suppose speed is somewhat useful for running down units. I just can't really imagine casting this spell over other stuff. Okay, so now my vampire heroes get to these high tier abilities. But level 8 is also enough to get the hunger. So the Vampire Lords can pick this up from rank 2, whereas you need to get to rank 8 on the Vampire Heroes. That would help so much to keep them alive. On the other hand, extra Winds of Magic Power Reserve would also help recharge magic to let Isabella heal them more, and it would get them close to Arcane Conduit, so I think I still go for this. I don't need to pick up either of these higher tier spells now, they just cost too much magic. Yeah, let's go for the magical reserves on her too. And yeah, another +5 melee defense.
My will alone.
Okay, didn't pick up any magic items after that fight, but that's okay. So we can safely force march down towards the south here. There's not going to be any troops able to come and attack us.
The axe thirsts for war.
Except maybe those dwarves. But if they did decide to declare war on us, they'd surely be looking to besiege Schwarzschafen instead of trek up over here, right? I think so. Garrison is actually stronger here than I realized. Got 3 units of Black Knights and Vargeists and Graveguard. Okay, that's good. Yeah, Needling actually has defenses. Not walls, but extra troops. Yeah, I don't think there's any way I can justify going after Stirland when they have the extra... You know, they have the four regions instead of 2. I'd just get halfway through taking them out, and then Avaland would come in with a full stack here, and I wouldn't be able to hold it. Okay, so Needling gets to live for now.
Swifter than death.
Yeah, let's make sure everyone can get back into friendly territory, which means I have to force march of Isabella, but that's okay. Yeah, that's a big chunk of healing.
Farewell.
This night. Moving. This night. March.
Yeah, he can get down to help here in the next turn too, so...
I hunt.
Yeah, I guess I can...
This suits
Yeah.
my cause. Strike out.
No, that's not what I meant.
Follow me.
Yeah, that's fine too. Okay, so I'm more or less healing. I should actually be able to... Yeah, the mood doesn't have much of a garrison. I can actually net HP. Oh, they have some extra crossbowmen. Yeah, the garrison's not going to be strong. We should actually be able to heal to full, more or less, from this battle next turn. Alright, so that's movement of stuff. Now what do I want to spend my money on? Certainly tempting to start improving Temple Half. There's this as well, but that's an extra plus 50 income for 2,000, which is obviously a slow payoff, so probably not the priority. Yeah, and getting an extra Necromancer slot costs 3,000, and honestly that... I mean, I haven't even recruited either of the Necromancers I could just yet. So I'm thinking... upgrade this, and then recruit a Necromancer. Yeah, so I looked at the Necromancers before, and they don't have great traits. I think I'm honestly tempted to go for Tough, just so he's a bit more, you know, harder to kill. I could actually recruit 2 Necromancers, and have one of them as a scout. Yeah, I kind of like that. I also got... Right. So I also got access to this Lamian Bloodline Vampire. So... I checked the, I have a test game where I checked the stats of the Bloodline Vampires, or the skill tree, because I couldn't remember exactly what they had. And the Lamian Bloodline is really, really strong. So there's a special set of skills that she can get to have perfect vigor, which is a big deal in the battles with, like, extended melee fighting. Like, she just doesn't get tired, she doesn't suffer the penalties to combat from being tired. So that's awesome, and something that all my other characters don't really have access to. And they get a bonus against a big bonus fighting enemy infantry. And then there's some, I can't remember the other skill, but it's something to do with hero action success. They also get an ability called Transfix instead of the... Yeah, I guess I can open the skill tree. Yeah, so instead of Red Fury, the Lamians get Transfix, which is another debuff to enemy skills. I don't know, I guess it's probably comparable in strength to this. And the Bloodline Vampires are also immortal by default. But the thing is, even though she'd be a better, she'd be a good replacement for one of my generic vampires, I don't really want to put the money into recruiting her just yet. If I didn't have to pay this 825, then I'd probably disband one of the other lords and get her in, but I don't want to. I think that even though she's an upgrade, I don't think I can spend the money. So what if I do this, do that, and then... Let's not hire 2 Necromancers, because I don't want either of these traits. I'll get the one with Tough, I'll have him join the attack on the Moot next turn, and then decide after that whether to use him as a scout.
Ready?
I guess I couldn't have afforded 2 anyway.
More mausoleums to defile.
Okay, I think the other thing I wanted to just check on here is whether I can do any diplomacy with Manfred. Manfred's nice and strong.
The rightful elector of Stirland.
It really helps having Manfred as a friend in the early part of the campaign, I think. I wonder if I can even get him to join war against Averland or Stirland. No. How about if I join war against the Bone Rattlers? Yeah, he might do that. I don't really want another enemy, though. Do you want a trade agreement? No. Okay, I think relations are still improving a bit. He does like the fact we're fighting the Empire factions, because he doesn't like them, despite not actively being at war with them yet. So I'll have to hope that by the time this gets up to 30, possibly I can get some other trade deal, and just work on improving this more and more. But for now, it's good. It's too bad he's fighting the Bone Rattlers. I'd much rather he was fighting, like, Drycha or the Empire factions with me, but we can't control that, so it is what it is. Okay, I'm assuming...
Deliver your missive and then get from my
Yeah,
presence.
we need to beat them up more before they'll make peace.
All right.
That's
Deliver
fine.
your missive and then get from my presence.
Alright, that was a good turn. Wiping out those 2 armies is a big deal. Let's move on. Oh, wow. Okay, a lot of interesting stuff happened here. Well, the bad news is the silly dwarves are still just, like, camped out, taking my money. But the good news is a bunch of people at war with each other. So Sylvania went to war with Ostland. Hold on a second.
I hunt.
So Slovenia went to war with Ostland, who I haven't discovered yet.
What?
They also took a territory off someone. Oh, it's the Bone Rattlers. I see. Yeah, they took this off the Bone Rattlers. But then separately,
Yes.
Talabecland took the Needling off Stirland, but Stirland...
Who calls?
isn't at war with them. Oh, okay, maybe I see what happened here. So Dreicher attacked and raised Needling, and then there was a neutral, like, third-party Talabecland army in the vicinity, and they were like, we can rebuild that ruins, and so they just came in and rebuilt it, even though they're not at war with anybody. Interesting. Well, I mean, that's all fine.
Yes?
Ostermark's getting dogpiled. That's okay. In fact, that's probably a faction I could afford to join war with Sylvania against pretty harmlessly.
Fellow beatless hearts, let us discuss the destruction of the living, yes.
Yeah, I'm just seeing if I can leverage that for trade agreement. I think that is going to be worth doing. Well, it's saying moderate, but I imagine... Okay. I imagine he's not actually going to go for this. No. Let's try that again, though. So, Ostermark... Trade agreement. It's unfortunate that the game doesn't just straight up tell you whether it will succeed or not, and you have to just kind of faff around a little bit.
Thou art overruled.
But money's sufficiently valuable in the early campaign. Okay, great. Yeah, that was definitely worth it, I think. So that's 1200 money, that's a trade agreement, that's much better relations with Manfred. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, and I think it's very unlikely that I have to actually do any fighting against Ostermark. Because looking at this, they have this region up here. They're at war with Sylvania, they're at war with Dreicher, and they're at war with the Orcs. Like, there's no way, I think it's incredibly unlikely that an army from them ends up down in my territory. So I think that was a good strategic decision. Right, so what's next? Let's take a look at the Necromancer trait we got. Ooh, knowledgeable. Very good. Yes, that's one of the best traits, I think. Just all armies faction-wide, boosting Winds of Magic Power Reserve, fantastic. So I think picking him up will be good. Let's just get this battle at the Moot over with. So...
Countess of Sylvania. No mercy.
I'll move everyone else up too. Just want to...
Massacre them.
Yeah, this is not going to be a problem.
Blood.
So the Necromancer we already recruited can join Isabella. Unfortunately, that new Necromancer won't be able to come along. That's fine. What are we gonna take this at tier 2? Nah, sadly. Okay, it's not a problem.
Darkness comes.
You don't need a force march.
To me.
So our plan is to get down... Oh, right. Yes, there's the river in the way. Okay, it's a good job I checked that. So that means I want my other vampires on this side of the moot to give... Yeah, we're not going to be able to get down there in one turn, though. I'm trying to remember where Averheim itself is in this... I mean, I know it's in this region, but exactly where it is. We might be better going to Averheim first, and then Grenstadt. Grenstadt's at tier 3. That's great, we'll be able to capture it at tier 2. Okay, first things first.
You dare.
Yeah, we will take some attrition here
To the shadows.
over the end turn, because we're not going to have enough vampiric corruption built up here, but that's fine.
Von Carstein. I never tire. No.
Trying to make sure my lords have enough movement to go into, say, ambush stance afterwards.
Be punished.
Yeah, he's probably not in range, right?
Shed their blood.
No, he is in range. Okay, that works. Yep. Hopefully pretty straightforward battle here. Oh, no, I should recruit that other Necromancer first, because he'll still give the boost to Winds of Magic. And I can't recruit him from the Moot, because I'm not gonna have the building I need there. So yeah, this is the best I can do. Just pick him up in this territory. I'm still having a bit of trouble making sense of these upkeep numbers, I must admit. It seems like our income did not decrease by 263, which is what this is saying the hero costs. I imagine there's some little inconsistency with the Lamian bloodline point we picked up, and some number here is just slightly inaccurate, but
Annihilate
whatever.
them.
Oh, nice Wind of Magic roll, good.
Isabella von Carstein.
Start doing some healing.
I will not shy at these.
Yeah, the Empire troops aren't going to come towards us, so we've got as much time as we want to just get some healing done. May as well just have everyone at max strength before the fight begins, and then we'll have plenty of magic during the fight to just top people up too. We shouldn't take much damage here at all. They don't have a lord or hero character, they just have the infantry, so we'll just rush them essentially. Okay. That is one thing that's so powerful about having all the healing and regeneration, stuff like having an easy battle after a hard battle is actually kind of even better for healing than, say, recovering over an end turn. Yeah, the only thing we have to maybe be a bit careful of here is the Necromancer, who has so much less armor than everyone else, but alright. There's no real strategy required here, I think.
Bring death. I will.
China! No one can stop me! Victory is mine!
Yes, good.
Okay, Necromancer is getting beaten up a little. Drop the next heal on him. We have time to do healing after they rout, so yeah, that's why I'm just playing on triple speed. They have lots of missile units. I guess it's because of the special moot building. Having that one vampire with a bit of extra speed has been slightly useful for getting into combat with these ranged units that are escaping, I will say. Okay, they're gone. Alright. Yeah. Having this guy off on his own is not great, but he's going to just do fine in this case. Yeah, they're gone. Okay. And there's victory. Great. Yeah, so now it's just a case of trying to be healing everyone up to full, which we should be able to do easily. So who doesn't need healing?
Quickly!
Isabella barely needs healing. You don't need healing. You don't need healing. Yeah, probably should just get healing started now.
Agreed.
And you know what, someone else can actually come over here and drop the heal on him. And Vlad can heal himself. Yep, and we're essentially at full health.
Queen of darkness. Isabella von Carstein.
Great. See how much money I can get from losing occupying the moot. We're going to have issues here with public order because we don't have the vampiric corruption built up. Don't think... Ooh, that's a lot actually. Yeah, that's enough. I'm tempted to lose and occupy. It's going to damage the buildings. It's really going to hit public order, but do I care if there was a revolt here? Maybe I should care a bit about that. Could also sack and then occupy. That would knock it down. It's going to be knocked down to tier 1 anyway. Yeah, let's do that. Ooh, nice. This is a really good scroll. Okay, this is going to be fantastic when we have a big clump of infantry on top of us. In the next battle, Assault Off Stone. It's a really cool spell in Paper Warhammer as well. And another Crown of Command, jeez.
Bring them death.
Yeah, now we just occupy it. Great. So that was very profitable actually. More so than I was expecting.
Join me for dinner.
Yeah, public order is absolutely tanking, but let's see if we can do something about that. Okay, it comes with a growth building, that's nice too. Unfortunately it's not in... yeah, being a province on its own, public order here is just going to be a bit of a problem. Okay, so it's either improving corruption and growth, or just public order boost. So right now I have characters and buildings improving vampiric corruption, although my characters are going to leave. I think an extra +1 vampiric corruption is probably... no, I think for the long term I should still build up corruption, even though that +1 doesn't look like much. Okay, and I will repair this. It's a bit expensive, but that's only a small fraction of the money I just made, and that'll help public order too. Okay. So Isabella gets to evasion, that's great. Just have a quick check. No reason to take anything else now. And I have to say, I'm not sure. I don't know that I really want to spend a skill point on Skeletal Steed rather than just waiting for Barded Skeletal Steed, which is slower but has more armor. That's the only difference. I mean, I have enough skill points eventually with the White King that I can afford to essentially kind of dump one in here. Oh, there could be a situation where a bit of extra speed is useful. Sure. I don't have to have him on the steed, of course. I can choose next turn or whatever, whether to take him off it. Okay, and the Necromancer got to rank 2, so let's look at the Necromancer's skill tree here. Yeah, so this Master of the Dead's a really nice ability. Affects everyone, yeah, affects allies in range, provided leadership isn't broken. Within 30 meters, everyone just regenerates. So lots of my other heroes do have this, but not everyone. Notably, the Necromancer himself doesn't have it. And then eventually I can pick up these corpse carts as a mount, and those are powerful also. Yeah. Yeah, this also makes him better at casting Raise Dead. Alright, but to start with, I think he just goes along the the magic line.
The von Carstein.
Alright, Vlad is at rank 5. It's nice that these other skills down here aren't really impactful, and I don't. There's kind of no issue with just dumping multiple points into Children of the Night for the extra vampire capacity. Like, I think I can have all my lords do that and not really miss out on much from this other stuff. Okay, and Vlad picked up the Crown of Command. Yeah, that's certainly fine for him to have that. I do need to assign that spell scroll though. Let's give that to Isabella, and I'll give Vlad the other scroll.
I thirst.
There it is, okay. Right. Yeah, and Isabella's out of movement range. Having her in the settlement is somewhat helpful because it gives 5 points of military presence. Everyone else probably should just move over to the west side here. And here's Averheim. Ah, excellent. And there's a military presence of 4, but they only have 8 units in the garrison. Yeah, let's take this next turn. That looks perfect. So Vlad, we need to be the attacker there because I believe they do have walls.
I know the way.
Okay, it can't activate any. Yeah, it can't go into any other stance. That's no problem.
My bloodline calls.
Hopefully Isabella can make it over there without force marching to support. She should be able to.
This better be important. Dance macabre.
Yeah, just attempting to arrange things so that
Strike out.
I can have this guy end his turn in a stance, work towards those traits. I think I probably want to leave him in force march actually because yeah, the trait you get from force marching plenty of times actually adds a small permanent movement range buff, which is very powerful.
You need me?
Yeah, I can't change stance for Isabella.
Devourer of light.
I could force march my other characters too. Let's just not risk that. Yeah, no problem with getting over to Averheim next turn. So, yeah, military presence 4. So that's between 2 regions. That's 9. That's 9 units maximum. So they're recruiting more this turn. So they'll recruit, I don't know, 3 to 6 units, depending on if they're using global recruitment and stuff. Oh, that's going to be quite a big army in Averheim next turn, actually.
I will not betray you. A wise action.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be able to get this Necromancer into the army, but that's fine. His knowledgeable trait gives us a boost, even if he's not in an army, so maybe he should just be a scout. Like, keep an eye up here for armies.
My hand hovers close.
They still have troops.
So,
I will not parley with the
Yeah, taking the moot was not enough to get them to sign a peace treaty, although Drytra's at war with them. I can't get a non-aggression pact with you, can I? No. Alright, no worries. Right, and I have a bunch of gold again, which is great. So, what are we doing with that? I think I just try and spend it. I'm not going to need to spend more money on heroes in the near term, and I don't want another vampire. Yeah, the other problem with this is it's a 5th army, and based on what was happening before, there's no way you can get 5 armies into a battle at once, so it would just mean, like, the 5th army is just, yeah. It just doesn't do much for me right now. Yep, I think that makes sense. And this income's decent. We're going to be able to get, you know, more growth buildings, get some defenses started in the fort if we want to, and so on. So I think everything here looks great. Just last thing, have a check of Manfred. No, he doesn't want military access yet. That's fine. That dwarf army is just not giving up, huh? Well, at least we're making reasonable money even without it. Eliminated lord belonging to those factions. Okay. That's not much of a reward. Slight diplomatic relations with Sylvania. I don't think this is gonna happen, but we'll see. Okay, been going for a bit over an hour here. Next time we'll have a crack at Averheim. Oh, they didn't build up more troops. That's great. So I'm definitely confident I can take this with my forces here. Yeah, we'll just have to see if that brings, you know, these other minor empire factions into war with me or not. But trying to just take these two, get Averland out of the picture completely, is the best strat here, I'm pretty sure. Alright, well thank you for watching, and I'll see you for part number 4.